What's up? We just got to our shoot today. Today we're going to be shooting a bunch of like how-to videos in the kitchen, cooking recipes, things like that. And I just want to take you guys along and show you kind of how we like the scene and what we do to get the shots. So stay tuned. This is the area. This is the area we're going to be filming today. This is the before. We plan on shooting everything this direction, so that we got a good shot of the kitchen. We do have a window there, so that means we're gonna have to put a lot of light so that we have really good clear shot out that window as well. Got Gage over here pulling everything in. Got a lot of equipment, guys. So this is a hack. If you don't know, now you know. We put all of our light stands in a golf bag. So the cool thing about the golf bag, especially if you're traveling through the, set it up straight. If you're traveling through the airport, I mean, we've got, traveling through the airport, it's super easy to roll. Like, I mean, I'm filming and holding this. It's just basically a travel golf bag. Super hack, 150 bucks, way cheaper than, you know, the Pelican cases that we have coming in here. But I will say your gear's not as protected. But if you're just putting light stands and things like that, we got probably 8 C stands and 8 light stands in here. So that thing probably weighs, see if it tells you last time I flew with it. So last time I flew with it was 65 pounds. As you can see, like it does get some wear and tear on it from flying. Scuff marks right there. But like I've probably flown with it 20 times and it does great. All right, guys, so this is our kitchen lighting setup. Gage is our beautiful model for right now. Just gonna show you what all the lights are doing. So basically this light right here, I've got it up fired into the ceiling. And it's basically creating like a little bit of fill like on the side of his face right here. So like if I cut it off, you can really see. See how his face is kind of dark on one side like a shadow? It's just kind of filling just a little bit just to bring the shadows up there that's being created by these 2 lights. I want to create one side that has a ton of light and one side that has less light so that there's a shadow side and a bright side. But I also want to put a ton of light on the subject so that I can see perfectly out that window. This light right here, this is the lantern. This is really the main key light here. If I cut it off, you can see like the room really drops in light. I've got it on a 300D full blast. It's just kind of adding lots of light to the room. Key when you're doing a lighting setup in any room is you cut off the lights above. Usually these lights above don't have a very accurate CRI, and that can really shift your skin tones, where all these expensive lights we use have a really accurate 95 or higher CRI, and that makes your skin tone stay on point. Right here, I'm just using simple. I've got a 60W, which is just giving me a little bit more fill kind of off on this side, and I've got my 120D kind of kicking over here. This light is mainly creating a main key light for this side of his face. I'm doing more of a high key lighting here, so if you look directly at his face, there's not a lot of shadows on his face whatsoever, and that's because we're doing a lot of food. But if you look right here, I don't know if you can see he has a little bit of a shadow here. We do that so that the food has a shadow side and a bright side. So when we shoot with our second angle here, we've got a 135 on that angle here. That's basically, I'll show you real quick. The 135 is giving you like a detailed shot of the food, and it's also giving us a side shot. Gage, look at the main camera. A side talking head shot that's also still really good. So our main shot looks like this. This is kind of the look for the main shot. Not quite centered, but that's the look for the main shot. And for audio, I'm gonna have a lapel pack on the chef himself. And then just kind of, because we were thinking we wanted some extra clean sounds for them cutting and stuff, we've got a separate lapel plugged into a shotgun mic that's pointed at the cutting board so we can get good, clean cutting sounds. So that's the setup, guys. Stay tuned for the rest. So for this light, it has it boomed out over here, and you need sandbags, and we forgot our sandbags, so we got creative. So we took our backpack. This is our Peter McKinnon bag. It has a lot of our camera equipment and lenses in it, and we basically just gaff taped it to the bar so it doesn't fall off. And that backpack probably weighs somewhere around 25, 30 pounds, so it's actually gonna work way better than the sandbags, but it's just not as practical. But fun tip to take away from this is that you always want to keep gaff tape, because you never know when you need to tape something up. What's up, guys? Okay, so as you see, that video was shot on an iPhone. It was behind the scenes. It was just kind of run and gun, showing you what we're doing.
this channel is going to be kind of like that. My goal isn't to create this super buttery B-roll sequence of you showing you everything and do it. This is going to be straight to the point. Like, I want to help as many people as possible, and if that means that my quality of my videos and stuff are going to be diminished in a little bit, like that's fine by me. So I hope you guys like this content. I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, because I wasn't super thorough because I was shooting, so if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you have questions about the gear I was using or anything like that, I'd be glad to just respond back to you. Yeah, but I hope you love the video. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and yeah, stay tuned if you want to watch the final product from that shoot, and I'm going to give you a little video, and it's going to be how to cut a mango. So yeah, hope you love it. Peace!
Hi, I'm Jason Tufts, General Manager from the Village Cafe in Aiken, South Carolina. Today I want to show you my favorite fruit, the mango. I'm going to teach you how to dice it. I'm going to teach you a really cool garnish that we've done on fruit trays and such over the years. But the main thing I want to show you is how to manage that pesky pit in the center. So without further ado, we're going to get started with our Lamson 6-inch utility knife in the vintage series. What I really love about this knife is the indentions here on the edge of the knife to allow you to grip the handle nice and smooth. It has the beautifully rounded tang, which cuts down on finger fatigue and allows you to use it for hours on end, no problems. In order to get started, our very first thing we need to do is our cutting board is sliding, which is not safe. So we're going to take some pre-wet paper towels, which I have here. We're gonna lay them flat underneath our cutting board. This is gonna give us a nice non-slip surface to work from. Now, as I said, when attacking a mango, you're already gonna lose quite a bit of your fruit with the huge seed pod in the center. So peeling it, you really wanna take your time and do it just right, not wasting as much of that skin as possible. So I always like to start with a nice flat surface. It's safe, it keeps it from rocking, it keeps me from cutting my fingers too bad. I'm going to follow the shape of the mango all the way down. If you have a vegetable peeler, it's just as well to do that. They're so much easier. You definitely don't have a lot of waste when you do them that way. So here we go. Nice smooth strokes all the way down. I'm following the shape of my fruit in order to get the peel off even on the bottom as best I can. If I miss, it's okay. We can go back and catch that on our back end. So now that I've got this, you can see I've missed a couple of spots. Not an issue. Go back and just recut, following those lines. Now we want to clean up our board, get all of this out of our way. So now that we've got our mango nice and peeled, we're going to go ahead and cut out the seed pod. The problem is you're only going to have about this much viable fruit on all sides of it. So I like to basically start with my knife in the center of the fruit and feel my way around that. If you really pay attention, you can feel where the resistance of the knife is, and that will allow you to kind of move your knife around and get as much of that as possible. And you can tell there's our seed pod right there sticking through, so we got a nice clean cut around it. Same situation here. Now that we've got a flat edge, I'm gonna work with my hand flat on top of the mango and work my knife again slowly around that seed pod, making sure that I'm tilting my knife down as I round the bowl of the seed pod. I'm tilting my knife back down to ensure I don't cut my hand or wrist. All right, and voila. The center of this is seed pod, but we still have a decent amount of viable fruit on either side. So from there, we're just going to flat surface, just kind of carve it away. You're not gonna get a beautiful, perfect dice from mango generally. If you do, then you are a wizard. So a nice last cut. I just basically, my edge around there. Now we're gonna move on to dicing. I usually like to start with my scraps first, just because they're the unruly pieces of the bunch. So we'll cut nice strips. We will move on to simple dice. Now on our planks, or on our mango halves, which is essentially what this is, You'll take, again, in the plank motion, hand flat, knife flat, and level, and you will cut straight through, which gives you 2 nice sized pieces to now work with. Stacking them, you would take and cut into strips. What I really like about a utility knife for this kind of job is it's large enough to get the job done, but it's still small enough to make everything manageable. So now that we've got our strips, we're gonna go ahead and do our dices. Just a nice straight pushing motion down and through, and voila, there's our diced mango. Another great cut with a mango is just a simple plank or bâtonnet, which is the French word for baton. Just basically is a nice French fry cut or stick cut. So we'll do that again, but we will keep, we won't go as thin on the bottom this time. So we'll have a nice thicker plank, and we'll just cut those into long, wide strips. These are perfect for dipping in chocolate fountains, for cocktail garnishes, or for just simply snacking on. Okay, as promised, I wanted to show you a really cool garnish. It's actually highly functional, but it just makes for a beautiful fruit tray. So in order to affect this garnish, we're going to need to, again, take into account the seed pod, but we don't have to peel it this time. The peeling is actually gonna work in our benefit on this one. So straight down till we feel the seed pod again, and we're gonna work our knife around it on one side. And again, on the other side, laying it down, it's just a little bit safer. Gives us a flat surface to work on, and we don't have to worry about cutting our fingers. You can then effectively peel this, dice the rest. For this cut though, what you're gonna do is score, not all the way through the skin, just into the flesh in a crisscross pattern. Straight cuts at an angle in a diamond pattern. Again on the other piece. Almost all the way through, but not quite. And now the fun part, you're gonna invert it, you're gonna pop it open. Again on this side. Just a fun garnish. You can come through and just pick out these small pieces of mango and nosh on those. As always, thank you for joining us at Lamson Test Kitchen. If you like what you saw, please give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more content.